Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Del Signore. I'm the National Contact Center Specialist at Intelisys. Hope everyone's doing well today. We have a special program for you today. I would like to introduce special guest from Five9. His name is James Southworth. James, say hello.
Hey, Michael. Thanks, everybody, for having me today.
No, thank you for joining. So for our listeners, we got a nice program today. We're going to talk about one of their special products that they have. It's called WhenDu. It's a great product. It's fairly new for them. They've been using it, and it helps kind of putting together a lot of the information. A lot of times that we're working out in the business world, there's multiple applications. This particular product will actually tie everything together, which is key. So we're going to have James talk about this exciting problem or exciting product. Go ahead, James. Tell us what is WhenDu?
Yeah, so the technical term for WhenDu is an iPaaS Plus platform. And put simply, what that means is it's a platform for the contact center that easily allows you to integrate and automate all the different systems within your contact center.
Great. And I know, as I said earlier, there's a lot of cases where there's, these businesses, they acquire different platforms over the years, right? And they're trying to get them all to work together from a reporting standpoint. So would WhenDu be a good product for them?
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it is. And, here at Five9, we really consider this kind of the golden age of contact center technology, right? There's a ton of cool stuff coming out for the contact center over the last 5 to 7 years, and it continues to develop with things like artificial intelligence for the contact center. One of the big issues we see in the market, though, is you've got all these different, cool solutions and technologies, but they're all built in these silos, right? And they're not really meant to work with each other or built to work with each other. And that causes a number of problems for the contact center. You'd end up having to create things like custom integrations for those. And then you have to manage those custom integrations, and who manages those custom integrations. So what we really wanted to do at WhenDu is to solve that problem of the integration or lack thereof of the different technologies within the contact center.
Gotcha. Now, is this, I mentioned it was a fairly new offering of Five9's, but when did it actually, how did it develop? Was it a company that you acquired, or how did that?
Absolutely. So the founders of WhenDu, actually, I'm one of them. We were actually at Five9 for quite some time, and back in 2014, we spun off and decided to create WhenDu and create the platform as myself and another gentleman that was at Five9. So we've got a great deal of experience working at Five9, and obviously with WhenDu, and that's where we really kind of got a feel for the issues in the market, right? With our time at Five9, we kind of were able to understand these different connection and integration issues that the market was having.
Now, as far as some of your competitors, are they offering anything similar to a WhenDu product that you're aware of?
It's interesting. That's an interesting question. Maybe I can tell you a little bit about the differentiators. So WhenDu finds itself in an interesting position in that when you talk about iPaaS products or integration platform as a service products, there aren't really any out there that focus on the contact center. And there are some that do pieces of what we do, but there isn't a platform that does kind of all of what we do. And I can give you a little explanation of that. I talked about the ability to connect to all these different technologies. And we do that through what we call a citizen developer interface, meaning that you don't need engineers to actually create all these integrations. So we've made it very easy for the business user to go in and then create all these integrations to these different technologies. What we wanted to do is take it a couple steps farther, which our competitors have not done. The first thing we wanted to do is be able to visualize all that data. So if you're seeing, or we're seeing, all the different data that's integrated from these different technologies, we want to go ahead and make it easy for you to see those. Some people call those wall boards or dashboards, but it basically gives you the ability to visualize data from multiple technologies in your contact center. From there, we actually wanted to go one step further and said, okay, you know what? We're visualizing, we're seeing all the data that's happening in all these different technologies. What we want to do is act on that data. So instead of just seeing it and seeing the potential issues that are going on and the problems that are going on with your contact center, let's go ahead and be able to act on those issues. And a lot of things that our customers or our competitors, do not do is give you the ability to kind of fix these problems and automate these problems. So a lot of times when we talk about automation, we talk about replacing things that are usually done manually, right? So there are a lot of things in the contact center where a supervisor will be watching data and say, oh, something's happening. there's a problem happening in my call center. I need to fix that. And they need to go manually do that. A big differentiator with WhenDu is we say, hey, you know what? Let's take that manual process out of it and let's automate that for the supervisors.
Gotcha. The reports that you develop, that it comes from this product, I mean, is it easy to use, easy to read? Because as you know, there's a lot of reporting capabilities, a lot of statistics, analytics, but unless you can actually understand it, unless you it's easy for that client or person to understand and read, it's kind of useless, right? So what's that experience like as far as the information? Does it come into more? Is there customized reports, customizable reports? Is there canned reports? Maybe talk about the reporting a little bit.
Sure. So yeah, that actually a good point. It kind of goes back to, like I mentioned it in passing, this idea of what we call a citizen developer, right? So, there's a lot of data that comes in from your contact center that you may want to visualize in real time or historically, depending on how you want to do it. And traditionally, that's been pretty complex to figure out. So like one of the number one things that we did when we developed this ability to kind of see these visualizations of these dashboards, historical reports, things like that, as well as create these automations, is ensure that the business developer, the business user could use it, right? So we wanted to make sure that while it's a tool that engineers can use, right, to help them, it's also a tool that can be used by the business team. So no longer do you have to involve that engineer. So what we did is we created these, in the particular case that you're talking about, and these ability to create these dashboards or these reports, we created almost a canvas that allows you to drag and drop. So if you can imagine different icons and things like that, that instead of having to write code, you simply drag and drop these icons in, and then it walks you through a wizard that helps you build them. And that's pretty much it.
How would I ask, like say, when I'm ordering a seat, the contact center seat, typically I'll go down my little checklist with my sales partner client, IVR, ACD, call routing. Do you want workforce management? Do you need call, or omni-channel? Is that just another feature that I would ask for? Hey, I would like WhenDu as part of that space or that contact center seat or CCAS seat?
Absolutely. So it's, we're referring to it as the Five9 and WhenDu automation platform. And that's exactly what it would be. It was simply another line item that you include. It's an extra few dollars generally per user, per concurrent user in the contact center. We also wanted to make it obviously cost effective and easy. We didn't want to, make things more complex. So what we do is we say, one single line item, here's the WhenDu platform, and you can do all of these things when you purchase the WhenDu platform.
Gotcha. Do you see a lot of businesses moving towards that type of functionality?
It's really, yes, and it's really a big differentiator for Five9 when you look at the market space. So when, a lot of times when you're going to a competitive situation with Five9, you go in and you're competing against somebody that has an ACD or an IVR or a predictive dialer or some piece of technology that really a lot of people have, right? So you're kind of comparing nuts and bolts, who has the better nut, who has the better bolt. With the WhenDu platform, it really differentiates because now you have the ability to say, hey, listen, we've got this technology for you that you need, obviously the IVR, but then we've got a platform that allows you to take all these different technologies and easily integrate them. So no longer are we just giving you an ACD or an IVR, we're giving you that along with a platform that allows you to let all of the different technologies in your contact center work together seamlessly.
Great. Do you see, where do you think the future lies? When you're talking about analytics, you're talking about your product WhenDu. I mean, obviously there's a big push, right? Everybody's aware now there's these tools out there. Where do you feel that's going in the next, say, 6 months to a year? Where do you think it'll be?
We really believe that, and this is the reason, again, at a high level, why WhenDu was created and why a lot of the things that Five9 we're doing internally is the customer experience. And it's all about creating a better customer experience. As everybody knows, it's been in the contact center, people dread the contact center. So,
yes.
The idea that we have at Five9, not only over the next 6 months, but over the next 5 years, is really change the customer experience. And do that by making it much easier for the customer to get information, to get their questions answered, and to get out of the contact center. And all the things that we're developing, including WhenDu, that platform really is built around creating a better customer experience.
Awesome. I tell you, I'm excited about it because like I said earlier, I'm very familiar with your products already, but just to add this to your suite of products, especially where the business is going today with the analytics and trying to understand these different platforms and putting everything together. I think, hey, good for you. guys did a great job with coming up with that product. So
Yeah, thanks. We're really excited about it.
well, great. Well, listen, thank you very much, James. And for our listeners out there, please, for more information, please go to iCSU. You can find out more information about just Intelisys, or more specifically about Five9 and some of the things that they're doing out there. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. Again, Michael Signore, National Contact Center Specialist. Hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe and happy selling.